Good morning. I hope everyone is having an amazing Monday. It is your girl Tanisha Shanae, Miss Inspiration. We're here with another episode of Morning Inspiration with Friends, live from Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. Yes, I flew out to DR yesterday. Honestly, I just needed a break. I needed a break. I needed my food is here. 1 second, y'all. Sorry about that. I was expecting my breakfast to come at 8:30 Eastern time, but it came early. So I will make sure I edit this out for the replay. Mm. Fresh green juice. This is what the doctor ordered. Mm. But yeah, so like 2 weeks ago, not even like 2 weeks ago, I was just like, I need the beach. This is the only downfall to living in Oklahoma is that you're in the middle of the country and there is literally no water. I mean, we have like the river, but I'm used to going to Reese Beach in New York City and going over there and having and going sitting on the beach early in the morning. Like I'm used to that. So I literally went on Google Flights. I first started with from Tulsa to anywhere in the United States. They gave me the prices. They were not affordable. I'm gonna just say that flying within the United States is insane right now, and I can't even say it's just because of the summer. And then I said something said look at from Tulsa to anywhere in the Caribbean, and Punta Cana won. So I booked my flight and I left yesterday. I had the shortest. Let me tell you, I had the shortest connection. I don't recommend that. But I got it because so if y'all don't know my travel hack is um, purchase one way using miles, purchase the other way, using cash. Or I'll use miles from one airline going and then another airline coming back. That's my trick because I have miles with Delta and American Airlines. So I was just like, okay, um, for comfort, for the miles, it was 23,000. First class was 23,900. I know I took that first class. I'm taking first class. So that's why I ended up with that short connection. But everything worked out. I'm just really trying to get into the point of remembering, like, just relax, trust God. Like, if it doesn't work out, there's a reason why it didn't work out, and that's just where I was at yesterday, and everything worked out. I got to the gate. They didn't start boarding. I had enough time to use the bathroom, and I brought my snacks. I was proactive. Was brought my snacks before I got to the airport, so I was kind of prepared. And the food on the airplane was actually pretty good. I had like this ravioli. I couldn't really enjoy it because it had ricotta cheese, but I was able to scoop the cheese out and just eat the ravioli and the sauce. And it had mushrooms. And I'm not a big mushroom person, but the mushrooms with the sauce and the tomato, it was good. So that was where, and this is where this conversation really opened up because so many people, y'all know me, y'all been following me. If you don't follow me, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. We talk about everything lifestyle, talk about everything that's going to get you to having the lifestyle that you desire, healing and helping you to find purpose. That's basically the core of what this channel is all about. And so that's what I wanted to talk about because so often, and from between being single for a very long time, waiting for people, whether that's friends, family, a significant other, I got out of this habit in 2019, mainly 2019, of just being like, screw it, I'm going. Screw it, I'm gonna do it. Because we spend so much time waiting. So I want us, the first thing is to stop waiting. Don't wait for nobody, right? Don't wait for somebody to come and do it with you. Don't wait for somebody to get the money. If you have it, if you have the time, please do it. Because at the end of the day, this is about you. This is going to benefit your life. Your life is going to get better when you stop waiting for other people. And again, I see this a lot, especially when I talk to my singles. Because I solo travel. I'm here by myself. And I also do solo dates. And people will go and be like, Tanisha, I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't wait till I find somebody and they can do it with me. No, don't wait for that person. Just go and do it and go and enjoy it. You got to break that mindset, right? Everything doesn't have to be perfect, and everything, all the people that you need, like all the key players, the husband, the wife, the children, all of those things don't need to be filled in before you can go out there and enjoy yourself and go out there and just live, right? Life is changing every single day. People are dropping. It's really intense and it's really scary, but we can't keep putting these things on hold. So that's my first advice to you, is that stop waiting. Stop waiting. Break that mindset. You can do it by yourself. This is going to help you to tap into figuring out who you are and the things that you truly enjoy doing. And that's what I really want to encourage. Okay? Decide what you really want. What does that life really look like? And we talk about this quite often. What does the life that I really want really look like? And I think that so often we don't have that clarity, right? Again, many people are still living off of the narrative that someone else gave them. I'm sorry, I really just want to eat this oatmeal real quick. So many people, they can't define that. They're living somebody else's narrative and they're bringing that into their reality, despite the fact that they don't agree with the narrative that they're living and they don't enjoy the narrative that they're living. But because they haven't taken the time to really sit and figure out, what is it that I really want? What is most important for me? If you heard my story about how I moved from Brooklyn to Tulsa, Oklahoma, I didn't focus on a lot of the other things that people want. I was looking for the peace, the quiet, the slower pace. I was looking for that. I wasn't looking for the hustle and bustle. I don't need the bodegas, right? And so when I really started to define that, I started to understand that my life outside of New York was definitely more possible than I was telling myself before, right? We create these narratives. I can't leave this. This is the best place. It has everything that I want. Tulsa doesn't have a lot of things, but guess what? It has everything that I need. Is definitely there. And the things that I want, it might be there. And if not, I would have to do a little bit of traveling, just like I am today, right? This week is one of those weeks that I needed the ocean. I needed to have access to a pool. And I want to be able to just go when I want to. And throughout the day, I will definitely be doing that in between meetings, because this is a working trip. So it's, to me, I know me. I don't care. As long as I got Wi-Fi, I'm going to be where I need to be. So I just want you to define what is a meaningful life for you. That's your homework for today. Your homework for today is to figure out, what does that really look like? And forget about what anyone has told you. Forget about what the reality of your life looks like today. Really sit and get grounded and saying, what is it that I truly desire? Right. And then this will help you to start taking those action steps. So I always say back in 2021, I'm commuting, I'm sitting in 2 hour traffic to and from home. It was too much for me. And I was just like, is this the life that I really want? Do I want to be angry, frustrated, sitting in traffic, unnecessarily? Even taking the subway was not going to be a really good choice, especially at that time, because that's when COVID was just ending. And without not ending, it never ended. But it's when the pandemic and everything started opening up. But what a lot of people didn't understand, even our amazing mayor at the time, was that NTA did not have enough staff to run the system the way that it was pre-2020. And so many people didn't understand that. So here I am telling people, they're like, well, just take the train. The train was also taking me 2 hours because we had less trains running during rush hour than we had previously. Again, it's about understanding. So this way you can make those best decisions. And so when I realized, like, look, I don't want to do this, that's when I said, you're going to really get serious about finding you a remote position. You have to find remote because that is not the life that you want. The frustration, the stress, the anger, sitting in traffic for 2 hours, that's not healthy for anyone. I don't care what anyone says. I don't think it's healthy, right? And so for me, it definitely wasn't. And that's what I did. So when I ended 2021, I ended 2021 fully remote. And I've been fully remote since because that's what I desired, because I wanted to have the flexibility to travel. I didn't want to sit in insane traffic just because. And I just wanted to kind of like work on myself and be able to like work on my mental health and just start figuring out, what does Tanisha want? And that's why in 2022, I started to do the traveling and going to different cities and staying there and trying to explore, because I knew I wanted to get out of New York City. I just didn't know where I wanted to go. So I had to have the flexibility to kind of do those things with ease and still be able to have survive and pay my bills. So you have to figure out, and then you start taking those action steps. So again, this is the reason why, like, that's one of the things that I do as a coach. Good morning, Jen. How are you feeling, darling? One of the things I do as a coach is I help my clients to get to that point. Because so many times people are afraid. They're like, well, I don't really know, or they feel embarrassed. They feel ashamed. Don't you ever feel embarrassed? Don't you ever be ashamed of what the life that you desire? Even if no one desires it, even if no one else is living the same way as you, you know that you can do this, right? Forget about what they say. You know that you can do it. So that's something that I truly want us to understand. So the last thing is, and this is just going to tie in, you got to just take the wheel. Once you get to that point of saying, I know what I want, whether you just do the self-reflection by yourself or you book a call and you get on my calendar and we start having this conversation, and now you take the wheel and just go out there and you just do it. You can't allow life to continue to pass you by. Right? Trust me. I wish there was someone here with me. I wish that I could have come with my sister, with someone, my boo, whatever. But I had to just say, you know what? This is my life. I have to control what I have access to. I can't control anyone else's, their schedule, their vacation time. I can't control their finances, but I can control what I can control for me. And so I took that wheel and I said, I'm just going to live and I'm just going to do it. And I'm just going to, pray that the next time I don't have to do it by myself. Right. That's what I want. And that's why I encourage all my singles, is not to get to a point where we get so independent, because I think that I did get into that space where I got really, really comfortable being like, I'm good by myself. And even my therapist, she was like, it's good. But I think you might be getting too comfortable, and this way she felt like I would eventually block someone out, because I'm like so focused on just me doing by myself, right? Because I was like, look, I took control, and she was like, it's okay, relax. It's like, think about driving. There's some people who drive like this, like on a 10 and 2, and then I'm not one of them drivers anymore. I just relax. We just be cruising. So that's something, right? But if you don't take control, life is going to drag you where it wants to. And like I said, for many of you, it's going to take you where you don't want to be. It's going to take you in the life that you don't desire, that you hate waking up to, that Mondays are hard, right? That Tuesdays are hard. And we don't want that for you. So I want you to take control. I want you to take action. So you have to sit here and say, look, um, every choice that I make is a chance for me to take back control, right? You didn't have control yesterday, but today you have an opportunity to take that control back. So that's what I want to encourage you. So I want you to here's a question. Y'all always know I like to give y'all a little question so that you can sit by yourself and you can reflect and start having some conversations. But if I fully took control of my life right now, what? Oh, sorry. If I fully took control right now, starting today, not tomorrow, but today, what's one thing I would start doing differently right now? One thing. And I want you to reflect on that. And I want you to even come back and I want you to drop that in the chat because I want to engage in this conversation with you. Right? So whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on YouTube, I want you to still come back and have this conversation. If you fully took control of your life, and this is not an easy question to answer, right? Because I don't want you to just be like, oh, I could do this, it's gonna look like this, I could start doing this. Think about one real tangible thing that you can fully start doing today that can help you to start living the life that you truly desire, right? And so, like I said, I know so many times you see people online and they're like, change everything. Nope, sometimes it's just one thing to start, and that's it. All right. So as always, I do encourage y'all to connect with me. You can go to down to the description. You will see my link tree. I do have where you can book a call. We can get on a call together. We can start having this conversation. See if this would be a good fit for you to work with me. But I do encourage that because again, I want everyone to be where they desire. I want us to get rid of the narratives that were fed to us and that we were told that we should desire. I don't want that for you. Because guess what? I didn't accept it for myself. I had to let go of that. And this is where I've been. I've been on this journey, and many of you have been following this journey. So you see, this is real. This is not just like, oh, she's just saying it. And and I thought about this the other day. About 7 years ago, a very good friend of mine, she was just saying that. She was like, the one thing I like about you is that you don't just talk the talk. Like you really go out here and you're like, no, it needs to be this. This is what I need to do. She was like, and you go out there and you chase after that. And that's what I want I want everyone else. Chase after the life that you keep dreaming about. Because look, life is out here lifing. And I want all of us, when we leave this earth, that we can sit here when we're on that other side and be like, I lived a good life, right? There's some people that they can say, and I remember one person that I know on their deathbed, they said that I lived a good life. And I know you read stories, and like there are like threads and Facebook posts of like nurses and stuff and caregivers who have been around people at their when they take their final breath, and a lot of them have said they wish that they would have lived life a little bit more or live life on their own terms. And I don't want any of us to live that and to be on that in that space. I want you to go out there, do it the way that you desire. Forget about everybody else. Their opinions, it matters, but it doesn't matter. You have to figure out what is valuable to you. And that's how you determine if it matters or not. So I am your girl, Tanisha Shanae, Miss Inspiration. I'll be back here tomorrow, 7 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Eastern. Today I'm on Eastern. But I hope everyone has a beautiful day. Share this message. It can help somebody. It can encourage them. And as always, continue to do great things, live life on purpose, and you always know God loves you. So I love you, and He definitely does too. So I'll be back here tomorrow. Have a good one, and enjoy your day.